This is for ziplining. This is my setup. I take what I need for Via Ferrata, for aiding myself in case something happens, and aiding others. Also, I might take an extra system, harness, Via Ferrata set and helmet, in case someone joins me, maybe. I'll think about that. Well, let's go together through it. The harness that I always use is this one, 3-4 years old now. I bought not a replacement. This is still in very good conditions. I bought the same harness, newer and different color. This has 3 or 4 years of usage. Last year didn't use it at all, so it was sitting doing nothing. It is in good conditions. If I wanna, this is my case. If I wanna stay healthy and safe, I can use on vertical routes where I know for sure I have a chance to fall. I can use the new one and keep using this. But again, it does the job. It is in very good conditions. Don't let yourself deceived by looking like new because the material ages, and the older the material gets, the easier it is for it under the right pressure to give up. February of 2021. It is 2026 now. It has 5 years and 4 months since it was manufactured, and I should have it 4 years if I remember well. I had other harnesses before. I remember deciding to spend more on a harness, and I thought, okay, let's buy what they say is the best harness out there. And I bought this one from Arc'teryx. This is Arc'teryx as well. It's the same harness. Now let me put the box here. In here I have everything that I know I need. This is through trial and error. In times I got to this pouch here. These are optional, are accessories, are not part of a Via Ferrata system, basic system or basic safety system. These are next to it. What makes the Via Ferrata system, the basic of it and the minimum you should have with you is the helmet. I don't have it here, it is somewhere else. Then the harness, the sitting harness in my case, and the Via Ferrata set. 3 elements: helmet, harness, and Via Ferrata set, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 here. The Via Ferrata sets. Besides that, in here I have a resting system, the Ferrata block, which helps me to aid myself and rest on verticals, gloves, more lanyards, a headlamp I have here, bandages. I have this ready-made like this because every time I go on a Via Ferrata, I pick it and go. The elements of it are properly verified. Everything is where it is supposed to be. I had a viewer to the channel asking, why don't you put a stopper on the carabiner? I have it. What I showed in a video wasn't this, the one I'm always using. And I also have another viewer to the channel starting a very good debate on how to connect this to the sitting harness. We'll do it this summer. We'll speak about it. This goes to the box. I already showed you what it has many times in the past. I will do it back again on the road. So we'll go through this. I'm only prepping now. This is me prepping for travel. Via Ferrata sets. I have this one, and then I have this one. This is heavier. It means this is the Giro. It's the most expensive, most comfortable from camp. This is there right below this in terms of comfort and performance, not safety. Comfort and performance. This is the top. This is right underneath, and then everything else from camp. I will take both. One of them is the Edelrid 3. Let's see which one, because I cannot distinguish them by weight, but by sound. Yes, this is the Edelrid 3. It has a gyro like the camp as well. It rotates, a swivel, and then this is the normal. Again, this is on top. This is right underneath. I don't believe between them is another one from Edelrid. I love camp and Edelrid. I love both equally. I prefer camp. It is still my main and go-to just because I started with camp, but Edelrid, they have very good Via Ferrata sets as well. This is from Edelrid, the Via Ferrata Belay kit. I have a 25 meters version of it. There is a 15 meters as well version. In here I have everything I think I need for emergencies. It's not everything that I might need to do a very good job in aiding someone. It is all I think I need in case of emergency. I have a wire lock carabiner from Petzl. I have another, I don't remember which one was by default with a kit. It doesn't matter. I think it's this one here. I have another one here for a prusik, a loop, and more carabiners here to make sure I can do the right job when I'm up there on the mountain. And that's it. This is it. This is how it looks. Again, I will open it on the road. You will see it. We will speak about it. I will present it back again. It is so many videos about it on the channel, but I'll record more because I'm developing new approaches, new techniques, new ways of using it more efficiently in many more case scenarios. And also I want to make it justice and speak about it based on the experience I acquired in the past years. This is a system that creates a lot of friction when it comes to should you speak about it, should you show it, should you not, because it requires a lot of experience to actually work with it. This is dynamic rope here. The way it builds, the way it is, becomes a system able to absorb shock. This is how we should call it, a system able to absorb shock. We have a K carabiner for Via Ferrata from Climbing Technology, this one. I'm not necessarily that happy with it. I prefer the wire lock in this case, considering this, but it is okay. I have a screw lock carabiner here from Black Diamond. It was cheap at the time. I bought many of them. We'll see them in a moment. And then this one here, it is from Kong. This one here, it is from Kong. Kisa is the name of it. And you loop like this, the rope through it. And the idea is if you fall and you fall on this, this pulls this and you have a knot and eventually will stop, so it will absorb some shock. If you want a resting system with shock absorber, this can be that. The only limitation of it, you have to use a carabiner on your belay loop. There is no other way of fixing it there. It is one of the limitations. It requires a lot of know-how. It has dangers, so if you don't do it properly here, might slide too easily or might get stuck and it becomes static. Again, it requires a lot of know-how. It is, as always on Via Ferrata, your sole own personal liability. Every decision you take, every move you do, and every piece of equipment you use should be on your own responsibility. The manufacturers, they build them, they sell them, and they transfer liability on you, which is correct. We should not condemn anyone. I have a basic. I have the harnesses. One is the one I'm using, the other one for any other need I might have. For a second person joining me, I have another harness that I'm taking because that one you can adjust it. It is canyoning, and you can do with canyoning harnesses, it's not a problem. It can be adjusted on your waist, on your legs, the leg loops, everything can be adjusted there. For myself, I have harnesses, 2 of them. I have, as you see, 4 Via Ferrata sets. In theory, it's not too much because I never fell on a Via Ferrata, but it gives me the freedom to play with them, to take one, to take the other, based on how I feel. Nothing wrong with that. And then if something happens with one, I have a second in my backpack. I can replace it and exit from that route, because you know the rule. If a shock absorber deploys, you can no longer rely on that. So you need to replace the Via Ferrata set. And the helmet. I have 2 helmets. I use them for rotation, but I like more the red one than the blue one. And then everything else in that pouch there, where I keep everything I know I need and I will use as aiding assistance to get me out of trouble and to boost my performance. I have rope here. I take this with me. If I remember well, this is dynamic. This is static. Now this is for rappelling and getting back on it. So I should rappel to a point on Via Ferrata, for example, and then be able to go up. Of course, using the Via Ferrata, or it really depends. I will explain you, because I got into trouble once. This we leave it for a moment later. This is, it's RollnLock, the name of it. This auto locks, I'll speak about it with you one day. This is an interesting, I forgot the name of it, Petzl shunt. Petzl shunt. This is very good when you do rappelling. Instead of a prusik, you can use this one, and it auto locks by itself. This is to go down on a rope slowly. I might take this with me, even if it is quite heavy. Yes, if you do rappel on a single rope, this is perfect. It lowers you softly. It is a very good one. Oh, look, a pulley. We'll leave it out for a different reason. And one, this is from Climbing Technology. I forgot the name. It is written there. We'll see it in a moment. Backup. This is no, it's Kong, not Climbing Technology. Oh, this is from. It was cheaper, but they have similar devices. The idea is, if you fall, this will break for you. It doesn't has the pins to go into the rope, and I like it because of that. It damages less the rope. The idea is, this will travel with you, and in case you fall, this will break. Of course, you have to have a secondary line. More RollnLocks, because they are very good. This is the duck, some Kong duck, I think it is the name of it. Kong duck. It is similar to this, but not really. This is, if you want to go up to help yourself with the hands, you use this. And another pulley. And this, if I rock climb with a woman. Now, in between, we got to version 3 of it. It is way smaller, more efficient. I have a first version. If someone wants it, I can give it away, and I will buy the new one. So, what will I take with me? I will take a RollnLock, just in case. You never know, to have it there. Ideally is to have 2, but I will take only 1. I will take this Kong, what is the name of it, backup, to catch me in case I need it. Oh, these are heavy. I'll take this one. I don't see myself taking this one. I use this when I lower myself with nothing under my feet. It is when I'm using this. The good part of it is you can control the descent granularly. You can refine the speed, everything. And it auto locks in case, yes, this is very good. But I don't see myself lowering. But okay, let's take it. It gets heavier and heavier. This is the thing. Good. The question now is, should I take a pulley or not? Like this, do I need it? I have this. I can very well take a second one just to have enough. It is for the sake of having it. This was that. We have it. And I have in here the pulley, this double pulley from Edelrid. But then you probably have seen this device here. They both are pulleys. This is from Petzl, it's my favorite pulley. I think they have a new version now. And then I have this one. One of my projects is to do as many Via Ferrata with a zipline in Europe possible this summer. I bought it at the end of last year. This is a break for the zipline. Why? Ziplines, when you don't know them, you don't know how they behave, they're dangerous, they're unpredictable. You don't know what to expect. You don't know how it will break. You don't know what you have at the end of a line. You don't know if you rotate while ziplining. And you can break your arms, smash your head, break your legs, fracture your spine. So everything can happen. You never know. This is for ziplining. This is my setup. Nothing else needed here. I have in that pouch, you've seen, I have a pair of gloves, full finger for ziplining in case I have to touch the cable. But now I have this brake here. This is the setup. It is the pulley here, high efficiency pulley, then a wire lock carabiner, and this lanyard. This is, when I bought this, I think it's from Kong. Yes, it is from Kong, for adventure parks. It has the right height here. It keeps me exactly where I want, and it is plus minus with my head at the level of the cable. This is my main. This is my second. This is for the second person that might join me, and this is what I had on in a video. It doesn't have the stoppers here for the carabiner, and the viewer to the channel was asking, why don't you use? This is another Ypsilon. This is a replica of what I'm currently using, so I can stop using that and I can start using this. All this, we'll test them together. Plus minus, this is everything. I will do a mental check to see if I forgot something related to Via Ferrata. I think I have everything. Ziplining, I have to have the brake, I have it. I have to have the pulley, I have it. The lanyard is there, connected to the belay loop, done. For Via Ferrata, it is verified, it is there. You've seen the pouch, you've seen the Via Ferrata set, the harnesses, and the helmets. I only take one helmet, the red one. I like the red more than the blue. For rescue, or search and rescue, how to name it, I have all these things. 2 ropes, long enough. We have pulleys, we have devices to descend, we have devices to get back in, we have all these carabiners, we have a plates. More than enough. More than enough. Good.